Ian, Johnny, lovely to see you. Thanks for coming out. Obviously not the result you wanted, 3-0 loss at home to Chelmsford City. But let's quickly go through it. What's your emotions? What's your thoughts? What's your feelings? Ian, how did it pan out for you, and what's the disappointment?
Really disappointed, Graham, in terms of probably summed up the second half of our season, that has today, an inconsistency about what we've done. Our home form hasn't been good enough. We've not done our jobs well enough. And we've been well beaten, I think, in the end. Second half we've had a bit of a go, created 3 or 4 good chances, needed one of them to go in, and then we've just been undone with a fantastic goal on their behalf, but a poor goal from our half because he's gone the whole length of the pitch and scored. But you know, we have to defend better than that. We have to make sure we've got bodies behind the ball. But for me, without going on too much, that has probably summed up the second half of our season. You go to Hungerford last week and put an unbelievable performance in and expected so much more today, and that was a massive disappointment, especially the first half performance.
And Johnny, you managed to come on at the second half. Ian made a change and brought you on for Bailey Brown. You got some space down this side, didn't you? And we started to see them patterns and triangles that happened earlier on in the season, and you started to get certainly a few opportunities to get the Saints back into it. Maybe half chances, but there were certainly opportunities in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been any worse than the first half, could it? We just tried to show a little bit of a reaction. Like the gaffer says, we probably needed one of those to go in, really. Probably huffed and puffed a little bit. I think, you know, the effort was there for the second half, but the third goal, like Ian said, has killed us, really, and it's a poor goal to concede, like all 3 have. And you know, if we want to be successful this season and get in the playoffs and do well in the playoffs, that's nowhere near the level, and the boys are aware of that. Just said in there, probably the only positive to take out of today really is that there's a game Monday straight away to try and bounce back quickly and get 3 points, because very aware that was unacceptable today.
And Ian, Johnny makes a great point there. There is some positives of this. Obviously, it's hard to take right now, but going forward, still really close point-wise. I think it's 1 point off 7th. Still games to play. So the positive is, as Johnny's saying, is getting games quick, but actually taking every game as it comes to try and get into that 7th spot.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand, you know, what he's saying and about Monday, and it is a quick turnaround, but you know, 8 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 6 defeats, and that was the hardest one to take today, because you know, all the other games I felt we've had opportunities. You know, a referee makes a massive decision at 1-0 today. I think everybody in the ground, it's a penalty. The only person that probably didn't see it was a penalty was the referee. But we can't rely on referees. We have to rely on us being better on the balls into the box. They've had a corner and we've not dealt with it. A free header. They've had a cross into the box, a free header. And as I say, the third goal really, you know, it sums it up for me. It sums up the second half of the season. It hasn't been good enough. You know, we've huffed and puffed at some stages. We've second half created 3 or 4 really good chances and got some good crosses in the box, but it just wasn't good enough. And as I say, you know, we're 2-0 down. We've had to go and chase the game, which we don't want to do. We want to try and be patient, but because we haven't defended 2 set pieces or 2 crosses in the box, it hasn't been good enough. Now, last week we defended cross after cross after cross, so that's where the inconsistencies are. You know, it's hard to know where and why, but you know, we have been totally inconsistent in the second half of the season. And as I say, you know, the performances over the last sort of 7 or 8 games haven't been good enough.
And Johnny, in that first half, the second goal, the Saints players, the confidence just seemed to drain out of the team. And obviously, the half time was coming at a good time to just get together and regroup, which is what you did. Going forward as a group of players, what can you do to make sure that situation is reversed?
Difficult, because I wasn't on the pitch in the first half to know what the feeling was on the pitch, but I think confident or not, the minimum requirement is effort and energy, and to try and make things happen. I think if you make mistakes in possession or give the ball away, people will accept that. But there was just a little bit of lack of energy on the pitch, which is disappointing, and there's no excuse for that. So I think if boys are struggling with confidence, the only thing we can do is run harder, chase things down, make bad passes, good passes, put balls in the box and ask the question to the opposition if they can defend them. And yeah, we've not been doing that well enough, so that'll be the minimum requirement for me and what the boys would expect to put in on Monday.
And finally then, Ian, you've got Monday coming up, so you have to look forward. There's obviously still points to play for. Again, another fantastic crowd down at Clarence Park, over 1,500. So what's the plan going forward for Monday's game? You're going to just get recovered, refresh, regroup and go for a win?
We've got the weekend off, so that'll be a chance for them to recover and get themselves back. But again, I've got some massive decisions to make on Monday, because what I see today wasn't good enough. As I say that, and I've told every player today to bring training kit on Monday, because some players who've played today will be training on Monday instead of being involved in the game, and that's the only way I can try and shake things up. It wasn't acceptable. As I say, I'll be the first to hold my hand up. I'm the first to protect the players this season, and I can't protect anybody with a first half performance today. I have to look at myself, which I will do. Did we plan properly? Did we prepare properly? I think we did. Did we make them aware of their strengths and weaknesses? Yes, we did. And people haven't done their jobs. And as Johnny said there, and I questioned at half time, the one thing that you demand in football, you have to work harder than your opposition, and we didn't work harder than them. Full credit to them, they worked harder than us. I wouldn't say they were more organised than us, but they did their jobs better than us because they were worked harder than us, and so you've got to give them full credit. We have to have a reaction to what happened in that first half. I certainly felt we got a reaction in the second half, but again, if you don't take your chances, when you get opportunities, then you're always going to be susceptible to a counter-attack like we did for the third goal.
Ian, Johnny, thanks for your honesty and good luck Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers.